Hello everyone and welcome to the Concerned Citizen. I'm still not completely set up on how I'm going to format this channel, but the reason why I did it is because I've been watching everything that's been going on in the world and the news, and just looking around and everything how we're interacting together, and that's why I decided to create this channel, because I'm concerned that we're forgetting to care about each other and that we're sacrificing our morality towards money and just power. And I think a majority of people, everyday people, are not like that. When I see everyone, they're mainly focused on living their day-to-day lives and how they're going to pay their bills and just trying to make the most of it and enjoying their time with their family. But it gets me to like where we are politically, and I feel like this whole channel is becoming, as I do each video, more and more political. But I'm a person that usually did not even pay attention much to politics when I was younger. I really didn't vote. The first time I started voting was with Obama. That's the first kind of election that I really can remember really participating and voting in. I think there was one in the past, but it doesn't really hold any reverence or kind of indent or make an impression on my memory. I know it was with my parents, and I forgot who I even voted for. But Obama was the first one. And then when Trump, I did vote not for Trump. I voted for Hillary, and I knew it was going to go and be a shit show then, because there was all these news reports about Hillary and the emails and things that were going on with her. So here we are today, and we just had the Republican National Convention, which I only could stomach to watch a bit of it, to be honest, just because, like I said, I'm concerned that the morality of this country is being put in the hands of people who really don't care about anybody but themselves and power and money. And yes, I agree that, yeah, you can have that in the Democratic side as well. Naturally, with being an elected official, what you're supposed to be doing is representing and working for the people, but that position naturally comes with lots of influence and power and access to very wealthy people, and it's very easily to get caught up in that. And I don't think it's right. I hope that people choose the right thing, which is fighting for the people who are struggling and not those who already have a lot and giving them more. So Hulk Hogan was at the RNC convention, and there's a video of him saying not so nice things, racist things. And then you had Kid Rock perform, which that was a weird part. And then you had Trump's speech, which then I had to stop, because I really don't want to hear what Trump has to say. I think I already heard enough, but maybe I'll go back and watch it. I don't know. I'm just really tired of having to both sides an argument. Like, always have to say something bad about the Democrats when I'm pointing out the really obvious kind of diabolical plans that the Republicans have. I don't want to do that anymore, and I don't think that we should have to. You know, right now we're fighting for us to be able to have another chance at being able to vote in the future. Us not having the Republicans just control everything. And with that comes them not making choices for us. I mean, they represent themselves as the party of free choice, but abortion, you want to eliminate what people can decide on their own bodies and the circumstances. You even want to go after IVF. And then you look at the ruling with Trump's immunity. You look at regulation changes that the Supreme Court has ruled. And this is where like corruption has just spread across everywhere. Those decisions that the Supreme Court justice made, and refusing also to recuse himself when they obviously had personal bias and were not, bipartisan. They were partisan, and and their decisions, and they did not recuse themselves off that case and heard it, and of course went with the direction that we already knew that they decided before they even heard any evidence. So then you have Eileen Cannon, a judge, deciding that the document case was dismissed because special counsel was not or should not have been allowed. Therefore, it should have been dismissed, which is completely BS, because this is a common practice that's done. And naturally, now you have President Biden's son taking advantage of that ruling because, hey, guess what? Mine was too. And I probably would do the same thing. But it's really crazy. And I don't want to argue two sides of the coin anymore. I'm just going to say my point, and because, to be honest, when people do want me to both sides of the conversation, they'll go, oh yeah, but Biden or the Democrats do this, and you're like, yeah. And then they don't offer anything in turn to say, like, Trump is, it's always like, well, the reason why he did that was this. So what's even the point? You know, I think I'm willing in person, because conversations in person with people who have different kind of ideologies is easier than online. I looked at some of my comments too, and people go, tell me the facts. Like, where's your evidence, you know, that Trump and all this? I was like, well, let's see. In Project 2025, which you guys hate talking about, you know, he said, one, and this is outside of Project 2025, that, hey, what happened with abortion and overturning Roe versus Wade was good. Guess what? Project 2025 aligns with that, because they want to make abortion banned across the entire United States. So, okay, there's number one, evidence. Two, Project 2025 talks about expanding the executive branch. Well, look, you just had the Supreme Court rule that the president has immunity for any official acts, which are very undefined. You look at the current atmosphere on the Republican side, which is saying that LGBTQ are trying to groom your children. And then you look at Project 2025, which is specifically targeting LGBTQ individuals and really reshaping how education and even our public library system is handled. So if I'm a librarian and I distribute what they call pornographic material to children, I could be arrested. As a teacher, I also could be registered, or even as a librarian, as a sex offender. Now, I think everyone goes, obviously, pornographic material should not be in the hands of children. I agree, right? But here's the thing. Who gets to define that? It's, right, what is pornographic in their mind, right? They're going to stretch it so much that saying, hey, the fact that these characters in this book are gay, whether it's like a children's book that talks about two mommies, that is considered pornographic. Therefore, these people have to be registered as sex offenders. You have Catcher in the Rye, right? That's something they want to ban. So it's like any book that has that and has been taught in high schools for years also could be targeted. And what's the age group? You know, and is this also exposure to, let's say, adults? So I think that we all clearly can, you know, internally define what pornographic means, but seeing how the Republicans have acted and introduced policy where, let's start with abortion. Oh, don't worry, we're giving it to the states. Oh, we're not going to go after IVF. Oh, this is not a clue that we're going to go after LGBTQ people and marriage equality. Well, guess what? All that was bullshit. So, you know, now if Trump's elected, they want to go after marriage. They want to establish Christianity, especially nationalist Christians, as the religion of America, which is crazy. So, and then they want to replace lots of the federal workers who are nonpartisan and work in that capacity with individuals who are loyalist to the party. I think you need to keep that untouched. This is how Watergate Watergate was leaked, by individuals who were in the media, and then also in cooperation with people who were in the inner circle of the president. But this is how things get leaked, and we really get the checks and balances. Of course, now with presidential immunity, any conversations he had are protected and can't be used as evidence. So it's really crazy, and it's frustrating. I think the other frustrating thing is right now with President Biden. And I have to say, after that debate, I was like, oh my gosh, he needs to step down. Now, to tell you the truth, that's kind of in the back of my list right now, because I really want us to focus on what are your policies, because some of those policies are going to be pretty popular, such as raising the federal minimum wage and going after medical debt, just to name a few, in addition to talking about capping rent at 5% increase for large landlord owners of, I believe it's 500 or something units. And all of those policies can be fairly popular, as well as protecting voting. But no, right now the Democrats are internally fighting amongst themselves and just creating chaos, because there's no guarantee, for example, that they're going to select the right person to put into Biden's position. I think Harris can definitely jump in there. I think that, yes, she did not do good in the primaries against Biden in the past, but I recently saw her speech, and I thought it was pretty inspirational, to be honest. I thought that she was energetic. I thought she made really good points, and she got me really excited to vote. I'm still voting because I'm voting against Trump and Project 2025, so I'm voting blue on the Democratic side. But I think that right now what's even adding more tension to everything is the Democrats not having a finalized decision of what direction we're going in. And I think it's really unfortunate that they're throwing this out into the public, because their instability that is pretty prevalent when the Republicans are very steadfast on what their agenda is causing lots of chaos. And I think it's very important that we actually get the message out as soon as we can about what they're going to do and what their plans are for the first 100 days, which I think many people would agree with. But no, we're focused on, whether Biden should stay in the race or not. And I can understand the concern. I understand the conversation, but I think we need their leadership to make a decision. Everyone else having the concerns, I don't blame you. I'm just saying, as leaders, how long are you going to let this chaos continue? You need to address it. So that's my thoughts. I wanted to do at least a 15-minute video. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And thank you. Subscribe. Bye.